I'm Dr. Zandra Palma, and in this series, I'm teaching you how to use my process, Sub-Diagnostic analysis, to understand a common medical problem. Let's talk about abdominal weight gain. Fat that hangs out around the belly is very inflammatory. It's both a sign of and a contributor to high inflammatory burden. This is especially true for visceral fat, or fat that grows inside the abdominal cavity around the organs. Dysregulated stress hormones can lead to preferential deposition of fat around the abdomen, especially a problem I'll talk about later in this series, high cortisol. Cortisol is our body's main stress hormone, and problems develop when the communication between the glands that produce cortisol, the adrenal glands, and the glands that they take orders from, the hypothalamus and pituitary, gets out of whack. The problem I'm describing is called HPA axis dysfunction, but you've probably heard of it referred to as adrenal fatigue in the past. HPA axis dysfunction and high cortisol are most often the result of chronic stress and chronic inflammation. You can test your cortisol and your whole HPA axis with an at-home specialty test that takes samples of either urine or saliva at 4 points during the day. My favorite one is the Dutch test from Precision Analytical. The treatment plan will depend on the results of the test, of course, but they almost always include stress reduction, meditation, nutrient repletion, and use of medical-grade adaptogenic herbs. So these are herbs that bring cortisol levels, whether they're high or low, back to the center. Treatments that hack the brain's light-dark sensing system are extremely useful for HPA axis dysfunction as well. If this interests you and you like hearing me talk, check out episode 103 of the Broken Brain podcast. I talk all about HPA axis dysfunction.